Here we are, week 16. I got three things I want to talk about in this video. Let's start with the Unit 4 exam. I used to have both the Unit 4 exam and the cumulative final exam, which is over chapters 1 through 9, during finals week. But I've reshuffled the schedule a little bit, and it seems to work out better to give you the opportunity to do that exam, that Unit 4 exam, this week. Unfortunately, the testing center is not open on Friday, so you'll need to email me to try to coordinate a time where we could do that in the computer lab if you'd like to do it on Friday. But Thursday, Friday, Saturday, like usual, you can do the Unit 4 exam, and there's a practice exam like usual for that. So that will be this week. And then next week we have that final exam, which is chapters 1 through 9. If your schedule is a little crazy and you want to do both of them this week, or both of them next week, that's okay. I would not recommend doing them back to back. If you try to wait until next Wednesday night to do your studying, and then come in and get both tests done on Thursday, first of all, testing center is going to be packed. Everybody from their online classes is waiting until the last day to do the tests. You're going to be like them, you're going to be stressed, you're going to be stressed for time, and you're going to be trying to remember all this material for one day. Terrible idea. Terrible idea. So if I were to do, like ideally if you have the schedule, do the Unit 4 exam this week and then do your final exam next week, which is chapters 1 through 9. So this week the test will be available Thursday like usual, Friday you can have to schedule with me, and then Saturday like usual in the testing center. So Thursday, Saturday, schedule in the testing center through the regular scheduling link. The final exam is next week. That's all we have next week. And the semester ends on Thursday, so that's just Monday through Thursday. And again, that'll be scheduled like usual for the testing center. So that's the final exam and the Unit 4 exam. There is no practice test for the final because it's just a selection of questions from old test topics. Not usually the same questions, but the same types. And so use those old practice tests, use those old tests. That's going to be your best studying option for those. Finally, research question, research topic. So this is a little extra credit thing. It counts for 10 final exam points. And what I want you to do is just, read something that we haven't read before. Read something new that's interesting to you. That's a real research study. And so there are 10 things I'm going to look for on this. I need you to find an actual research study. You can use our library database and search through that. If you do that, be sure to search for the full file, because you're going to need to download it and then upload it to the Dropbox so I can read it too. Make sure you read it correctly. And there are 10 things you're going to want to include in your extra credit analysis. Number one, why did you choose this topic? So why was it interesting to you? Number two, you want the title of the article, easy enough. Number three, the author or authors, and talk a little bit about them and who are they and where did they come from and what's their background. That'll be in there. That'll be the title. On the title page we'll usually have a little bit about them. Number four, we want to talk about the population. What population is this referring to? Is this students? Is this 8th grade students? Is this overweight women? Is this men ages 32 to 45? What is the population that this study is addressing? Okay, number five, the data source. Where did they get their data? What's in the data? What is the sample size? Kind of talking about that data source. Number six, usually in the article near the beginning, they will talk about their question or questions. So what are the primary questions that they wanted to answer as part of this study? Okay, that's six. Number seven, was this an experiment or was this an observational study? And how do you know? Specify how you know which one it was. Number eight, what are some inferential statistics? So is there a confidence interval? Is there a hypothesis test? Did they draw some conclusions from that? So that's the inferential statistics, not just the sample data, but did they infer something about the population? What are the main conclusions? That's number nine. What are the main conclusions in the study? You can just jump to the end, kind of skim through the conclusions, give me a couple of the main interesting points that you found interesting. If you don't understand any of it, you should not be doing that research article. You don't need to understand everything. But if it's totally confusing and you're just copying word for word because you don't know what it means, you need a different study. There are plenty of studies out there now when you have a semester of statistics under your belt that you can understand. And finally, the 10th thing is, was there added value in this study? Did it contribute something important? Did it answer an important question? Was it worth your time to read it, worth my time to read it? And so that's a very subjective thing, just kind of what you think about that. So the deadline for that, I know it's a short turnaround, but you weren't going to work ahead anyway, so it should only take you about a half hour, is Thursday at 11:59 p.m. of this week. That is December 6th. December 6th of this week is when you need to submit that research article. So I hope that helps explain the end of the semester for your Unit 4 exam, your final exam over chapters 1 through 9, and then that research project. If you have any questions, as usual, email me. Study hard, and let's finish this semester off strong.